Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever walked down the street and seen someone your age driving a luxury sedan that costs more than your parents' house? You look at them and you think to yourself, how is this possible? Maybe they are a crypto millionaire. Maybe they invented a new social media app. Or maybe they are drowning in a sea of debt so deep that they cannot even see the surface anymore. Today, we are going to talk about the greatest magic trick of the 21st century. It is a trick that makes broke people feel rich, and rich people get richer. It is called Buy Now, Pay Later. Let me paint you a picture. You are scrolling through your phone late at night. You see a pair of sneakers. They look amazing. They are the kind of sneakers that would make your ex jealous and your friends respect you. You look at the price tag, $300. You check your bank account. You have $42.50. In the old days, that would be the end of the story. You would close the browser, you would go to sleep, and you would dream about the shoes. But today, you see a little button right next to the price. It says 4 easy payments of $75. Suddenly, your brain does a little backflip. $75? I have $42 right now. If I borrow $30 from my mom, I can buy these shoes today. This is the trap. It feels like you are hacking the system. It feels like you found a glitch in the matrix that lets you have the lifestyle of a millionaire on the budget of a college student. But what if I told you that this little button is not a tool to help you? What if I told you it is a weapon designed to hunt you? These companies are not charities. They are not giving you money because they like your face. They are doing it because they know something about human psychology that you do not know. In this video, we are going to tear apart the buy now, pay later industry. We are going to look at the math they do not want you to see. We are going to talk about the psychological tricks they use to bypass the pain center in your brain. And most importantly, we are going to talk about how to escape the trap before it snaps shut on your leg. Because let's be honest, seeing that luxury car is cool, but sleeping at night without worrying about payments is a lot cooler. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let us dive into the financial illusion that is taking over the world. Let us start by understanding what this actually is. Back in the day, our grandparents had something called layaway. Does anyone remember layaway? It worked like this. You go to a store, you see a television you want. You pay a little bit of money, and the store takes the television and puts it in a back room with your name on it. You keep making payments every week or every month. When you finally pay the full price, the store gives you the television. Notice the order of events here. You pay first. You get the product second. It is safe. If you stop paying, you just do not get the TV, but you do not go into debt. Buy now, pay later flipped this logic upside down. They say take the television now. Take the shoes now. Take the vacation now. Worry about the money later. It is instant gratification on steroids. And it has exploded. We are talking about an industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And here is the scary part. It is not just for big things anymore. You can use these loans to buy a pizza. You can use them to buy groceries. Imagine still paying for a burger you ate 3 months ago. That is not finance, that is insanity. But why is it so popular? Why is everyone doing it? Because it separates the pleasure of buying from the pain of paying. And that separation is dangerous. So let us dig into the mechanics of this free money. You might be asking yourself, if I am not paying interest, how do these companies make money? Are they just generous billionaires who want to see you looking fresh? Absolutely not. There is an old saying in the tech world that goes like this. If the product is free, then you are the product. In the case of buy now, pay later services, you are the product and the merchant is the customer. Here is how the business model actually works behind the scenes. Let us say you want to buy a high-end gaming laptop. The price is $2,000. If you had to pay cash, you would hesitate. You would think about all the hours you had to work to earn that money. You might decide to buy a cheaper model for $1,000 instead. But then you see the payment option. It says pay $500 today. Suddenly, the $2,000 laptop feels like a $500 purchase. You click buy. You feel great. The store is happy because you just spent double what you originally planned to spend. This is the key. These payment companies charge the store a fee. Usually, it is around 3 to 6% of the purchase price. That is much higher than what credit card companies charge. Why would a store agree to pay such a high fee? Because the data proves that when people use these services, they spend way more money. The average order value goes up. People add more items to the cart. Instead of just the laptop, you add the gaming mouse and the headset. Because what is another $20 a month, right? It feels like nothing. The store is willing to lose 6% of the sale to the payment processor because you just spent 40% more than you intended. But that is not the only way they get you. Let us talk about the 0% interest claim. This is the biggest selling point. They scream it in every advertisement. No interest ever. And technically, for many of these loans, that is true. But there is a massive asterisk next to that claim. It is only 0% if you are perfect. If you miss one payment. If your bank account is empty when the automatic withdrawal tries to hit. Then the hammer drops. Suddenly you are hit with late fees. And for some of the longer-term plans, the interest rate can jump up. We are not talking about 5% or 10%. We are talking about rates that can go as high as 30%. That is higher than most credit cards. So the game they are playing is a game of probability. They are betting that life will happen to you. They are betting that you will forget a payment date, or that you will have an emergency expense and your account will be short. When that happens, their friendly mask comes off and they become just another debt collector. And then there is the data. Oh man, the data. Every time you use one of these services, you are feeding a massive algorithm. They know what you buy. They know when you buy it. They know exactly how much monthly payment you can handle before you break. They use this information to target you with more offers. Have you ever noticed that right after you pay off one item, you get an email suggesting another item that fits perfectly into that same monthly budget? That is not a coincidence. They are trying to keep you on a permanent subscription to consumption. They want to turn your life into a service where you do not own anything, and you are just renting your lifestyle one payment at a time. Now let us talk about the psychology, because this is where things get really dark. There is a concept in behavioral economics called the pain of paying. Scientists have actually put people in magnetic resonance imaging machines and watched their brains while they bought things. Here is what they found. When you pay with physical cash, when you actually count out the bills and hand them over, the pain centers in your brain light up. It is the same part of the brain that lights up when you stub your toe or burn your hand. Your brain registers a loss. It hurts. And that pain is good because it stops you from spending all your money on stupid things. But when you swipe a credit card, that pain is significantly reduced. And when you use a buy now pay later service, the pain is almost completely gone. It is like financial anesthesia. You get the dopamine hit of acquiring the new item, but you do not feel the sting of losing the money. It separates the consumption from the cost. You get the jacket today, and you wear it to the party tonight, and you feel great. The payment is a problem for future you. And let us be honest, nobody cares about future you. Future you is a stranger. We treat future you like a pack mule that we can just load up with more and more weight. This leads to the most dangerous trap of all, which is loan stacking. If you go to a bank to get a loan for a car, they will look at your income and your other debts to make sure you can afford it. But these buy now pay later apps often do not do a hard credit check. And more importantly, they do not always talk to each other immediately. You can have a payment plan with one app for a pair of sneakers. Then you go to another website and use a different app to buy a watch. Then a third app for concert tickets. Individually, these payments look small. $50 here, $30 there, $40 over there. Your brain looks at each one and says, hey, I can afford $30, no problem. But suddenly you have 10 different active loans floating around. You are not bleeding from a major artery, you are dying from 1,000 paper cuts. You wake up one morning and realize that half of your paycheck is gone before it even hits your account, because it is already promised to 5 different technology companies. This is what we call ghost debt. For a long time, credit bureaus did not even track these loans. You could be drowning in payments, but on paper, you looked debt-free. That is changing now, but the damage is already done for millions of people. You are building a house of cards. And the wind is starting to blow. And when you are in this cycle, you are not building wealth. You are not investing. You are not saving for an emergency fund. You are simply servicing the past. You are working 40 hours a week just to pay for the decisions you made 3 months ago. That is a form of slavery. It is voluntary indentured servitude to a consumer algorithm. So, what happens when the music stops? What happens when the house of cards falls down? This is the part of the story that the cheerful advertisements never show you. They show you smiling people unboxing new clothes. They do not show you the anxiety attacks at 3 in the morning. We are seeing a massive rise in delinquency rates among young users of these apps. Delinquency is just a fancy word for not paying your bills on time. And when you default on these loans, the consequences are real. It starts with the notifications. Your phone, which used to be a source of dopamine, becomes a source of terror. Every buzz, every ding makes your stomach turn because you think it is another collection notice. Then comes the credit score damage. Even though some of these apps promise not to check your credit when you sign up, many of them will absolutely report you to the credit bureaus if you fail to pay. A bad credit score is like a financial criminal record. It follows you everywhere. You want to rent an apartment. The landlord checks your credit and says no. You want to buy a car. The interest rate will be double what everyone else pays. You want to get a normal job. Some employers even check credit history now. One pair of sneakers that you could not afford can literally ruin your ability to rent a home 2 years later. But the biggest cost is the opportunity cost. This is a concept every young person needs to understand. Money has potential energy. If you take $1,000 and invest it in the stock market or start a small business that money can grow, it works for you. But when you tie up your future income in payments, you kill that potential. You are eating your seed corn. You are burning the wood from your house to keep warm for one night. Think about the math of wealth. Wealth is built by owning assets, things that put money in your pocket. Poverty is guaranteed by owning liabilities, things that take money out of your pocket. The entire buy now pay later model is designed to help you accumulate liabilities. It is an engine for poverty creation masked as a lifestyle enabler. It keeps you on the hamster wheel, running faster and faster just to stay in the same place. And let us look at the bigger picture. We are living in a time of economic uncertainty. Inflation is up, rent is expensive. Jobs are changing due to artificial intelligence. In a world like this, the most valuable asset you can have is flexibility. Cash in the bank gives you options. If you lose your job and you have savings, you are okay. You can take your time to find a new path. But if you lose your job and you have 15 different monthly payments automatically deducting from your account, you are in a crisis immediately. Debt removes your freedom. It forces you to make bad decisions out of desperation. It keeps you trapped in a job you hate because you cannot afford to miss a single paycheck. So how do we break free? How do we escape the trap and actually start building real wealth instead of fake rich lifestyles? The answer is simple, but it is not easy. It requires a complete rewiring of how you view money. First, you have to adopt a radical rule. If you cannot pay cash for it today, you cannot afford it. Period. There are only 2 exceptions to this rule. A house and maybe a car if it is necessary for work and the interest rate is low. That is it. For everything else, for clothes, for electronics, for travel, if the money is not in your account, the purchase does not happen. This sounds restrictive, but it is actually liberating. It means you never have to worry about a bill arriving next month. When you buy something, it is yours. It is fully paid for. You own it. It does not own you. Second, you need to audit your digital life. Go into your phone right now. Look at all the payment apps. Delete them. Unlink your bank account. Remove the temptation. These apps are designed by teams of engineers to be addictive. You are not going to beat them with willpower alone. You have to remove the access. Make it hard to spend money. If you have to stand up, get your wallet, and type in the numbers manually, you will spend less. Friction is your friend. Third, start paying yourself first. Instead of a buy now, pay later plan, create a save, now buy later plan. It is the same concept but in reverse. If you want a new laptop that costs $1,000, set up an automatic transfer of $200 a month into a savings account. In 5 months, you buy the laptop. But here is the magic part. During those 5 months, you might realize you do not actually want the laptop that much. Or a new model might come out. Or you might have an emergency, and you will be so thankful that you have that cash sitting there instead of a debt. Listen, The system wants you to be a consumer. It wants you to be a battery that powers the economy with your labor and your debt. They want you to look rich so you stay poor. But you can choose to opt out of that game. You can choose to be an owner. You can choose to be free. Next time you see that little button that says pay in 4 installments, remember what it really is. It is not a helping hand. It is a leash. Do not put it on. Keep your freedom, keep your cash, and build a life that you actually own. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like button and subscribe. We are building a community of people who are taking back control of their financial future. See you in the next one.